The Memphis Rock and Soul Museum opened in 2000 and has since been dedicated to telling the story of music in Memphis.
The great thing about the Memphis Rock and Soul Museum is really how we came about, because we were researched and developed, unlike any other museum in the world, by the world-famous Smithsonian Institution.
The museum archives interviews and oral histories of the roots of unique American music forms.
When people think of Memphis music, they go to the familiar. Obviously Elvis Presley, B.B. King, Al Green, Isaac Hayes, Jerry Lee Lewis, the list goes on and on. But what oftentimes doesn't get the notoriety are the people who created the music. And those are oftentimes sharecroppers, farmers that came off of farms from Arkansas, West Tennessee, northern Mississippi.
The resulting exhibition is the story of the body of music that has the most cultural influence during the mid-20th century and the musical pioneers who, for the love of music, overcame racial and socioeconomic barriers to create the music that shook the entire world.
Our Convention and Visitors Bureau recommends that people come to the Rock and Soul Museum first because it's like Memphis Music 101. If you're going to go to Graceland, then if you come here, you're going to kind of learn how Elvis became Elvis. If you go to Stax, you learn how white music, black music, country music merged together to form soul music. Any day of the year you come into the Rock and Soul Museum, half of your audience are going to be international visitors because they come to Memphis and they come to the Rock and Soul Museum because their country, their city, their lives were changed the same way that our lives were changed here in America and the way that Memphis, Tennessee was changed forever. Every gallery you go through, in some way or another, you lived through this museum. Either this was the music that was played in your house by your grandmother, your grandfather, it was the music that your parents listened to, it's music that has influenced as a millennial or as a high school student, it's the music that has influenced what you listen to today.
The museum also contributes to the city of Memphis's musical brand by orchestrating a multi-venue admission, curating and producing the historic walking tour of Beale Street, and running the Memphis Music Hall of Fame.
You know, these folks come for a music pilgrimage to Memphis. We're fortunate as being a part of the great state of Tennessee. A lot of them fly into Memphis and then they do the whole music thing that no other state can claim, where you go through Jackson, Tennessee, the home place of Carl Perkins and rockabilly, and obviously the huge monstrosity that is Nashville and the music that emerges out of that city, not just country, but you know, all types, and then all the way over to Bristol and the great new, you know, birthplace of country music museum that's there in Bristol. And so we have become not just a music pilgrimage in our own right as Memphis, Tennessee, the birthplace of rock and roll, but we get a chance to be a part of this whole music pilgrimage that goes from west to east across the entire state of Tennessee.